Hey, me gusta esta. Pretty baby, pretty baby.
Simi Martinez.
I've been waiting for so long, girl.
So welcome to Open Eyes podcast. This is one of many and I can't talk. I don't know why I can't talk. Why are you staring at me through the window? It's kind of creepy, you know. We're going to get started. And I thought, well, because this is my launch video, why not have a guest? So, your favourite person is here and I'm going to go get him. Let me say hi. Say hello.
So what is this podcast designed for?
I love learning about different avenues of the truth. What is the truth? Why we think it's the truth? And, you know, exploring life in a different way compared to what the majority think and how they take it. Just because a man or a woman, for instance, 600 years ago probably told us that it's factual, it doesn't mean it is factual, right? And when you do baby, you. And I'm not saying everything I will be saying is factual, but it's going to be placed in a different way so you can see life in a different way. Over the years, I've kind of gone through my own spiritual awakening. And if you don't know what that means, explaining that on a separate video. I'll be doing a video of spirituality. I'll probably do a couple, to be honest, because I have enough knowledge about that section now. So I've gone through my own kind of spiritual awakening where I've learned to love myself. I've formed my weaknesses into strengths. I've learnt about myself as a character, my personality in a more advanced way. And, you know, over time, I've kind of realised that nothing is 100% factual. It's simply because we are taught to believe it that way. And I'll give you an example. So, education system, right? And I talk a lot about this and I put it on my stories a lot. The education system is built in a certain way so that we, later on, will be these proletariat workers. We'll work 9 to 5 jobs. 9 to 5 p.m. And we will literally be working so that the ones at the top of the hierarchy, the ones that are the bourgeoisie and they own the means of production, they will be gaining the income and the profit from it. So I've kind of realised over the years how things work, why they work in a certain way. So the whole point of this podcast is literally to open everybody's eyes, make you see things in a different way compared to what we're used to seeing. Why are you taking pictures of me? Can you hear the water? Sausage. Okay, so where will I be recording? So originally we were in national lockdown in England for so many months and we will be coming out of it soon, so I purchased my own equipment. However, I spoke to a good friend and we might start doing it in studios soon. If there are people and guests that will be nearby to where I live, we will go into the studio and do it there, as it will be a bit more professional, a bit better as well. And the third place will be via Zoom. So if I have guests abroad, for instance, they will be through Zoom. But I'm not going to talk too much about guests because I want to kind of keep that tense at the moment and secretive, build up that tension. Why have I chose to do this podcast and why now? Why am I doing this? Just because I felt like it, to be honest. No, I'm joking. Over time, a lot of people got in touch with me and they said, we think it would be good if you started a YouTube channel because when we speak to you, we see things in a much different way compared to how we're taught to think. For instance, what we're fed on the media, what we're fed on the news, for instance, and we take things literally word for word. So when I speak about things, I like to see it from all perspectives rather than one perspective. So the reason I'm kind of doing this podcast is because I literally have a passion about getting things out there. I literally have a passion about talking about topics. I love learning about things all the time and I want to teach more about the topics I learn about because the majority of people don't look at certain things. For example, Egyptology, for instance, spirituality. These are kind of things that have started to come into light a lot more now. But originally they weren't kind of things that people looked at. So I want to create more awareness about these things because it is intriguing. Okay, and the biggest question of all was who, right? I'm not going to tell too much information about who I'm going to call up on this podcast because I want to keep it secretive for a reason. One, it's going to build tension for me and all of you. Give you a couple hints though. I might have a couple DJs on here. Some are good friends, you know, some people I don't know so well, but I'm guessing they will become good friends over time. We'll have a couple actors on here. We'll have a couple people who are very spiritual and they're on that path. Because I think a lot of people, they don't realise what spirituality is. They just simply think it's you meditating 24/7, I don't know, you put some oils on in your oil diffuser and that's it. Spirituality is a massive thing. It's about a way of life. It's about, you know, manifesting self-love, self-care. And I do talk a lot about that because I think it's so important, especially now in this day and age. If you look around you, the world is mostly hate, and I think, you know, it's rare to find people who do support you, who do share love, basically. So I've already spoken to a couple of you about being a guest on the show, and I'm super looking forward to that. On top of that, in relation to that point about guests, if you are interested about being a guest on the show, please pop up, whether it's through DM, you know, I've got Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, what else have we got? YouTube as well. There will also be other guests, but I don't want to speak too much about that, so we're going to move on to kind of the last few points. And as I've said before, whether you're just starting off on your path of success or you're right at the top of your ladder, please contact me and I want you to be on the show. I want to hear your story. I want you to be on this journey. So thank you so much. Send through any questions you have. Let me know about topics for the future. A massive, massive thank you to anybody who shared my content, to anybody who liked my posts about Open Eyes, to anybody who told other people about this, because seriously, I am so amazed at all the support I received, even before I had even said that I was going to do this podcast. When I said I was going to do this podcast too, and even now, the amount of support I'm receiving is phenomenal, and I appreciate and love all of you. It's recording. It's recording. Hello, how did you do? Show me your ass. It's fine.
He's even laughing at me.
Where are you going? Okay, time to stop eating a bug then.
Mummy?
Shh. I said breathe. Why am I talking like that? So, gallop on your horse. So,
Mother.
can you close the door, please? I'm in a house of hooligans. So, why am I doing it? I'm doing this specifically because I give good ideas to people. I look like I'm in heaven.